Walking backwards to Christmas across the Irish Sea. Hello again. Here I am wearing the same old green sweater. I'm not wearing the woolly cardigan on top of the green sweater because it's been a bit warmer this week, but I anticipate next week it's going to turn colder again. I'm so sorry that I don't pay more attention to my appearance. So, what I've been thinking about today is humanity. Big topic, huh? Sometimes I walk down the street and people smile at me and I think, oh, humanity's not so bad after all. People are lovely, aren't they? Or you read on Facebook that somebody's done something for somebody, like found a wallet in the street and handed it back, and you think, yeah, we are at heart good beings, good aspects of biology or something. It's okay that we're top dogs in the world. And then sometimes I watch a bit of news on the television or I see a documentary and I think, oh, humanity is disgusting. We're just not fit for purpose. It might be a good idea if the apocalypse came along and destroyed us all. Anyway, the latest documentary I was watching the other day was about Chernobyl, that nuclear power plant in the north of Ukraine that blew up a few years ago. So Chernobyl had a nuclear accident due to big safety issues involved in the construction and the running of this thing. And there was an explosion, I think 2 explosions, that blew off the roof and sent out a huge plume of radioactive smoke and steam and what have you, which contaminated a large swathe of Western Europe. And nobody knew what was going on. And it's still so radioactive that nobody can live anywhere near it. But the most horrifying thing to me that the documentary was putting across was the KGB involvement in this. And it wasn't what you might think. See, as a person growing up in the West with liberal sensibilities, believing that everybody should be nice to each other and you should look after minorities, etc., and somebody who gets their view of Russia from the James Bond movies, I thought the KGB was there to crack down on people for doing things the Russian government disapproved of or didn't like. But it seems they're actually even stupider than that. It turns out there were 7 KGB agents infiltrating the plant and numerous other normal workers who'd been appointed to be whistleblowers to the Russian government. But the KGB agents identified various safety issues, both during the construction and during the operating of this plant. And they noted these things, and they dutifully filed reports. And their bosses did absolutely nothing. You have to ask yourself, whatever is the point of putting spies in a nuclear power plant? A dangerous facility, you'd think it ought to be supervised. What would be the point of putting spies in there to report on what goes wrong? And when they do report, somebody takes the reports and files them away in a top secret filing cabinet and nothing is done about it. Why would you even bother? The secrecy thing's so weird. So there's been 2 huge explosions blowing off the roof of the reactor and spouting radioactive debris and steam high into the air. And what do the Soviet authorities do? Nothing. Actually, worse than nothing, because they decide that nobody should know what's going on. That's right. A highly dangerous event, one that could affect the entire Northern Hemisphere, and everybody concerned is told to keep it secret in case of panic. That's right. We only found out about it because some Scandinavians working in a completely different power plant hundreds of miles away arrived at work the next day and set off all the radiation alarms before they'd even set foot in their own plant. Because on their way to work, they picked up the fallout from Chernobyl on their clothing and shoes. So I'm trying, and I'm failing to understand how it is a good idea in any kind of government system to routinely put secrecy over safety. What is going on in the minds of these Russians? What got them to the point of being so obsessed with secrecy and control that they can't spare a thought for anything else, apparently? And mind you, it's not just them. Look at the People's Republic of China. They set up a virology lab doing dangerous experiments on deadly new bat viruses that they'd hauled out of some remote cave in southern China. And they didn't think it was important to put proper safety protocols in place. I think they were under safety protocol 2 when it should have been safety protocol 4, and they were handling all these viruses in an insecure environment. And then when the specimen leaked out and caused havoc, their first thought is to shut everybody up to avoid panic. Panic? Why are they always so worried about causing panic? Do they not think that unleashing some disaster on the world and not explaining what's going on is going to cause even more panic? Yeah, but they're not really concerned about panic at all. I think when they use the word panic, it's actually doublespeak. It's a kind of a shorthand doublespeak for a much longer sentence, which goes, the kind of independent thinking that might help get us out of this dangerous situation, but which can't be allowed because it might threaten our authority. So when we're ruled by people like this, what good is it doing anything? Oh, make silly videos on YouTube. It's about all one can do, isn't it? And if they censor this, well, I'll retire to my allotment and count my blessings while I can. Anyway, see you next time. Bye.